lunch. Hey everybody, we are logging on for Exercise Club. So we are in a brand new place today, and I can't wait in just a moment to tell you more about it. But first I want to let you know I got 3 strawberries from the Mercy Med farm, and these taste like strawberry jam in your mouth. These are amazing. And Keith is going to be with the farm stand this coming weekend at 9 to 12 on Friday, but it's not just farm stand, it's actually farm stand plus. He's gonna have pecans, yogurt, granola, eggs, and Pecan Point Farms is joining him, so that's Friday from 9 to 12. And we are so excited, so please come out to the farm. You wanna park on 3rd Avenue. We want you to wear a mask when you come. Hey Sherry, I see you're watching now. And also when you come to buy things from the farm stand, make sure you kind of use your social distancing. So that is happening on Friday. I'm so excited about that. Hello back to you. Thank you so much for joining us today. All right, so I'd like everybody guess where we are. Like put in a quick comment, put in a quick guess, because we are somewhere really special today. And you probably can't tell a lot about it because you're just looking at a big blank exposed brick wall, which is really cool. But I brought a couple strawberries to remind me of what we're doing today. So in this exact spot by July the 1st, nope, it's not the Riverwalk. That was a good guess though. Anybody else? In this exact spot, there is going to be a Monday through Saturday market. So we love the farmer's market with Keith, but it's gonna get even better because you'll get all the good stuff, locally grown produce, locally produced nutritious goods right here. And anybody else wanna give a guess where we are? Believe it or not, we are next to Mercy Med. So this is a building next to Bib City Cafe with Bare Roots. And we are so excited because Beyond Harvest is gonna move in here before July the 1st. And every day you can come and get produce at very affordable prices that's locally grown, locally harvested, and you can support the local economy while also getting a great deal. As well as that, you say, oh, well, I wanna eat healthy, but I don't have enough money. What do you think, Scott?
I think this is where they should come.
Yes, because there's gonna be a program for people who want to eat healthy but can't afford it. Also, they say, I want to eat healthy, but I don't know what to eat because I have too many medical conditions. What do you think, Scott?
I think they should come here too.
Yes, there's going to be medically tailored meals. So we are in a location that there are going to be medically tailored meals for people with health conditions who want to know, what should I eat? All right, so those are my 2 strawberries so far. Remember the farm stand. Come to Beyond Harvest. Oh, look. Can you tell? I took my daughter's Band-Aid because I got a boo-boo. So there you go. There's a character Band-Aid. There we go. So you want to come to the farm stand on Friday. You want to come here next to Mercy Med and start buying vegetables and produce and get involved with a nonprofit that's going to be here. And my last strawberry is that starting Monday, we'll be offering chair yoga with Mercy Med. We're going to offer that on a Zoom call. But for now, I'm going to turn it over to Scott.
All right, hey everybody. Welcome and thank you so much for coming. So for those who have never watched us before and have not been a part of the Exercise Club, what we are doing today is going through some exercises that we can do at home. So we all know that it's good to exercise, and our families tell us and the internet tells us, and we hear all over the place that we ought to exercise. But for a lot of people, we don't have access to exercise equipment or a gym. And so Casey and I today are going to go through exercises that you don't need exercise equipment or a gym to do. You can do these things right in your home. And so as we kind of talk and get ready to get started, just a quick reminder for those who haven't been here before, we need you to get a chair, okay? Because we're going to use a chair for a lot of these exercises. So preferably something firm and sturdy and not on wheels, okay? So something like you probably sit on in your kitchen. So get yourself a chair, and then also, if you can, grab yourself a couple of water bottles, okay? We use those for resistance, for some of the things that, some of these movements that we do. If you're super strong, you can get a bigger water bottle. But anyways, take a couple of minutes and get those things as we get ready to get started here in this fabulous location right next door to Mercy Med. So thanks for joining us. As always, we like to start with an encouraging word from Scripture. So we will read today from Colossians chapter 3. And this is Colossians chapter 3, verse 12 to 17. All right, here's what it says. It says, "Therefore, as God's chosen ones, holy and dearly loved, put on compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience, bearing with one another and forgiving one another, if anyone has a grievance against another. Just as the Lord has forgiven you, so you are also to forgive. Above all, put on love, which is the perfect bond of unity. And let the peace of Christ, to which you were also called in one body, rule your hearts, and be thankful. Let the word of Christ dwell richly among you, in all wisdom, teaching and admonishing one another through psalms, hymns, and spiritual songs, singing to God with gratitude in your hearts. And whatever you do, whether in word or in deed, do everything in the name of the Lord Jesus, giving thanks to God the Father through him." What a great word. If you want to look it up again, that is Colossians chapter 3, verse 12 to 17. And I just like it says, "Let the peace of Christ, to which you are also called in one body, rule your hearts," and be thankful. So let's do that today as we exercise. So hopefully everybody has a chair now and a couple of water bottles. We are going to start out by doing a couple of stretches to kind of get us loosened up before we get into the hard work. All right. And so we're going to start like this. You can see Casey. She's sitting with her legs out in front of her, and that's good. So we want you to start with your legs way in front of you. That keeps you from falling out of your chair while you do this. Okay. So if you have your feet here, you can tumble out of your chair, but if your feet are way out in front, you can lean all the way forward and you won't fall out of this chair, okay? And so we're going to start with your feet in front of you and spread out a little bit. All right, we're going to sit nice and tall, like your head's being pulled toward the ceiling, and then I want you, with your nice long back, to just lean forward, all right? And you should feel a lot of stretch in the back of the thighs. Good straight back while you're here. You can sit up, you can lean to one side or the other. If you'd like to, you can lean your arm up and over. You can switch sides. If you want to do this well, you should do it like Casey. If you want to look awkward, you can try like me. And we can just move through all three of those positions. All right, so that is our first stretching move. We're going to do another one here. This one blurs the line between stretching and working a little bit, but what I want to do is, if you're able to, I want you to put your arms all the way overhead and grab your elbows like so. All right, if that is someplace that you can't get your arms to, it's okay to do this down here or somewhere in between, all right, wherever you're able to get your arms to. But for those who can get them overhead, we want you to get your arms as overhead as you can. Again, with the sitting nice and tall, like you're being pulled up towards the ceiling. And then you're just going to turn as far as you can towards either side. And just hold there for a couple seconds and then switch sides.
Hey Scott, you know what this is from?
Is this from Chair Yoga too?
No, I Dream of Jeannie. Surely someone remembers I Dream of Jeannie.
This is not with your arms up. Casey's doing the I Dream of Jeannie move. Those of you who are paying attention can tell that I rotate a lot better towards my right than my left. as your physical therapist, I feel like I should be better than this. All right, and we will say that's enough of those. There we go. All right, so that's our first 2 stretches. As always, our next move is going to be a sit to stand, okay? And as we do that, I want you to sit near the edge of your chair. I want you to bend your knees enough that your heels are a little bit behind your knees, all right? Then you're going to sit up very straight. You're going to lean forward at your hips, not by bending your back, right? With a good straight back, lean forward with your hips until your shoulders are above your heels, and then we'll stand. All right? And we'll do a few of these.
You know, the whole point is just to get moving, right?
Absolutely.
Even a little bit.
I'm going to tap that.
You guys, my squat checked in today, so I promise it's not all squat.
Hopefully some of you are back again after the last one, despite all the squats that we did last time.
That was good work.
We'll try to be a little more balanced today. But nonetheless, the next movement is another leg movement, all right? So stand up this time and stay there, all right? So we're going to stay standing up for this next thing. And this next movement is one that we do a lot here at the Mercy Med Exercise Club. We call this a hip hinge, okay? What you're going to do is you can hold on to one or both or none of your water bottles. All right, and we're going to stand straight, but with your knees not totally locked. So I don't want your knees to be locked all the way backwards. That's uncomfortable. And so we want your knees to be slightly bent. I want you to pull your shoulder blades back to help keep your back nice and straight. And then we're going to bend forward at the waist and stand back up. All right? As you're doing this, you should feel a little bit of stretch and like you're working in the back part of your thigh muscles, as well as the back part of your hip. And your back too, for that matter. But this is good, and this is very good for your back to move in this way. So we'll do a few of these.
I guess we could name this for Keith. This is like the weed pulling position. Bend down, pull the weed. Bend down, plant the vegetable.
All right, these are good farming exercises.
Right?
Which is appropriate since we're here at our future farmers market.
Yeah.
All right, that's enough of those or so. For those who are new, I usually don't count. I just do enough until Casey tells me that that's plenty. Okay, so the next one, this is a new one that we haven't done here before. We're going to start with your bottle, all right? We're going to hold the bottle straight out in front of you with your arms straight. And all we're going to do is just lift it all the way overhead. As far back as you're able to. It's my bottle's no longer visible, but you can see what Casey's doing. All the way overhead. Pull your shoulder blades back. You should feel that between your shoulder blades, in the muscles between your upper back and your scapula or your shoulder blades.
So if it's a little too tight, should I hold my bottle? Would that give me more space? Hold it like this?
Yeah, or not even hold a bottle. If that doesn't work, you can just go with no bottle and just move into full flexion.
I think I can imagine this one like with a towel. Like take a towel or a scarf, right? Hold it.
Sure.
Just getting creative.
Next time we'll tell you to bring a scarf.
Yes! Scarf workout.
All right. And that is the next one. All right, this next one. This is a balance challenge, okay? So we always try to work on strength movements here for your upper and your lower body. We work a little bit on flexibility. And the other thing we like to work on is balance, okay? And what we're gonna do is, so this is the whole thing, all right? And if you're gonna stand with your feet as comfortable, as close together as you feel comfortable, okay? If you feel a little bit wobbly with your feet right close together, then you can spread them out a little bit, and that's okay. And the movement is we're gonna reach down and touch the floor and come all the way up and bring our arms overhead. So there's a little bit of overlap between what we're doing now and what we just did. If you can't get to the floor, that's okay. So some of the people who are watching right now might feel like you're gonna topple over if you try to touch the floor. So if that's the case, you can do just like Casey did here, right? Just touch your own knees and reach overhead, all right? If you've got the good enough balance to do this, you can touch the floor and look all the way overhead, all right? When you look up, that's an even bigger balance challenge. All right, we're just gonna do a few of these, so you probably don't need to use your water bottles for this.
I don't know, they might be getting good at this.
You could be. We have some who've been with us since January, I think, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, we're almost to the 6-month mark.
Wow. Time flies when you're having this much fun.
If Exercise Club was a baby, it would be sitting up and starting to feed itself.
This is true. I almost tipped over, so I think that's probably enough. All right.
That's the extra balance challenge is you tell someone you're with a joke while they're trying to balance.
That is exactly right. And I failed. So Casey got me. Is now the time for my social distancing joke?
Uh-oh.
Here's time for a terrible joke, but we can take a quick break for a terrible joke.
Is it a dad joke?
Absolutely.
Dad joke!
Okay, Casey, have I already asked this? What is the opposite of isolate?
The opposite of isolate?
You so early. Okay, let's get back to work.
Isolate.
Here we go. All right. Now what we're going to do, we're going to do a side step, okay? And so I want you to take your bottle if you want to, and we're just going to put them straight out in front of you, okay? So have the bottle straight out in front of you. We're just going to step sideways.
I'm going the opposite way.
That's very, very choreographed of us. We didn't even rehearse this, and look at us go.
I think somebody's probably still scratching their head going, you so early?
Right.
I figured it was going to have to do with heat. I was like, isolate? Like, heat it early? I don't know. That's a good one.
Was it really a good one? I don't know. I don't know if we need to bring jokes back as a recurring part of what we do here at Exercise Club. We can see how
Exercise Club.
we can ask the
Come
assembled,
on, terrible pun.
right? We can ask the Facebook crowd to comment if they want jokes to come back again next time.
They should just post their best jokes.
Oh, we could do that. We definitely could do that. All right, that seems like a lot of sidestepping. All right, we will take a break from that one. Okay, everybody is hopefully doing well here. All right, the next move that we have, if you're able, you can use both of your bottles for this. Okay, and you're welcome to sit or stand, depending on how you're feeling right now after doing all these other exercises. So sit or stand. Use your bottles or don't. Okay, so there are several different ways you can make this easier or harder, depending on how you're feeling right now. This is a great place to do this, but because of the vegetables and whatnot that they're going to sell, we are in a room that's right next to a freezer, and sometimes it gets kind of loud. Anyhow, all right, so this next movement that you're going to do, sitting or standing, I'll be sitting with water bottles. You can do it with or without your water bottles. And what we want you to do is simply press them all the way over your head and then back down.
We did avoid the construction crew though.
That's true. They're sandblasting the building or something, and we're not listening to that right now.
Well, in a block from here, they're just about leveling the whole block.
That is also true. All sorts of great things are happening here in Highland Bibb City area.
I don't think you counted, and I don't think I counted either.
Is that enough? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, getting there.
Okay. Great job, everybody, on those. Put your bottles down if you were holding them. Okay. And now we're going to do another one. Okay. Again, just like the last one. Okay. With this one, you can sit or stand. You can hold your bottles or don't. Okay. So whatever you're comfortable with today. Kind of based on what we've already been doing and your fatigue level or whatever. Sit or stand, use bottles or don't. Pick whatever way is kind of most comfortable for you right now. I will sit just because that makes me a little bit more visible in the camera, and I'll use bottles. All right, so what we're going to do is you're going to start with the bottles right here against your shoulders, okay? So your elbows are pulled back, your shoulder blades are pulled back together. Bottles are right here in front of your shoulders. You're just going to push these all the way out. All right, and then you're going to pull back again.
So that feels a little bit like chicken wings.
Yeah, a little bit like that, like chicken wings.
Yeah. Chicken wings that do a push-up. Cool. So if wrist gets tired, should they drop the bottles or should they just leave them?
Well, if you're tired, it's okay to keep trying to work on that a little bit. But if you feel like this isn't sustainable, there's no shame in putting your bottles down and just moving your arms either. But we want to work hard. Hopefully everybody's got a little bit of sweat. Feel like your heart's going a little bit more than it was when you started.
Hey, you know what I feel like without the bottles?
I don't.
Like a Hulk punch, right? Like the Hulk hands. Did your kids ever have those toys?
I do. We do. I got a boy with a hat.
You would take the Hulk smash.
The Hulk smash. All right. I like that. That's not what I was planning on, but that works. All right, I think that's enough of those. Casey just ditched her bottles because she's exhausted.
I think this is cooler. Hulk smash.
Or maybe it was because of that. All right, and now Casey and I are going to switch seats, all right?
Hello, friends. All right, if you missed the announcement at the beginning, let's see, who's watching here? Oh, awesome. I see Marion, I see Kelly. This is exciting. So if you missed the announcement earlier, where we are right now is going to turn into a Monday through Saturday market for very nutritious, locally sourced vegetables and fruit. And so we cannot wait for that to happen. But you don't have to wait for the market to open, because you can come on Friday from 9 to 12 and you can come get fresh vegetables, fruit, pecans, yogurt, eggs, granola. Keith is going to have all of that for you over at the Mercy Med Farm. Just park on 3rd Avenue, wear a mask, use your social distancing, and you will get the best quality that Columbus has to offer. It's truly a gift that we have. But for now, let's calm it down a little bit. So start by taking slow, deep breaths in and out. What's amazing with breathing is that you can begin to notice like how you're feeling by just focusing all of your attention on your breath. If you want to, you can close your eyes. If you feel comfortable with your eyes closed, then you might notice even more of what's happening with your breath and with your body. Sit in a way that you can sink your whole weight into your chair. And we'll go back to the scripture from Colossians 3. Let the peace of God rule in your heart. Breathe in the peace of God. And as you breathe out, imagine that God's peace rules over every sensation in your body. So you can rest your attention on a sensation in your body that feels good or neutral. Maybe there's a spot in your body where you're feeling pretty good today, or feeling at least more comfortable than other spots. Just imagine God's peace coming and covering over your body like a big blanket. When it says that God's peace rules your body, God's peace takes control. God's peace decides what to do. God's peace defines reality. And God's peace is the highest authority, can be most trusted. So again, deep breath in, fill up your lungs completely with God's peace. And a slow, deep breath out. You send away absolutely anything that doesn't line up with his peace. Start to draw some little movements into your body. I like to roll my shoulders. I love that part of the scripture that Scott shared said that we can encourage one another with psalms and hymns and spiritual songs. I know I really miss singing together with my church. Just going and singing together is such a wonderful thing. Go ahead and reverse your shoulder roll. But maybe this is a chance for us to lift our voices without having a group. Lift up one arm overhead and take a side bend stretch. You know, maybe this is one of those times where we still need to lift up our voices. It's just going to be a little bit different than before. Stretch the other side. You know, maybe this is one of those times where lifting up our voices, we don't have an easy, familiar way of getting together. And some of us would say, well, I don't really have a great singing voice, but you know, God doesn't care about that. So I just encourage you sometime over the next week, bring your hands together, make a big, like a beach ball, and round out your back toward the back of your chair. Figure out some time over the next week and sing out loud. You may think I'm crazy, but just the act of singing out loud changes a lot of things in our body. Take your hands back behind you to the chair, lift your heart to the sky. And arms overhead, breathe in, exhale, bring it down to your heart. Thank you so much for coming with Exercise Club today. As I mentioned before, starting Monday, June the 1st, I'm offering chair yoga at Mercy Med for all of our Mercy Med patients and their close friends and family. That's gonna happen on a Zoom call. So I would love for you to message me and I will make sure I get you the Zoom call link. It's no charge, so I'm kind of like doing free chair yoga in your house with you, which is a pretty good deal if you think about free. So I would love to do chair yoga with you. And anything else from Scott?
Hey, here's one thing. Thanks for coming out and watching us today. We want you to exercise every day, okay? And so today's exercise program, as well as the one we did last week, is posted to YouTube. under the Mercy Med page. So if you want to do these things again tomorrow, or if you want to switch it up and do the one we did last week tomorrow and alternate them, those are going to be available right now on YouTube at the Mercy Med page. And we'll post a link, we'll put a link to that on Facebook so it's easier for you to find. All right. Thanks for coming out, you guys. It's great seeing you, and we look forward to Sunday doing this again in person. But until then, we will see you on Facebook. Bye, everybody.